if you listen quietly, you might be able to hear the ticking of my clock. I find it very relaxing. I remember going to my aunt's when I was a child, and I got to sleep out in the living room where they had this beautiful mantle clock, and it ticked like that, and I thought, oh, how great. Years later, when I had my own mantle clock and it was ticking in the guest room, I had the guest tell me, "Can you stop that confounded clock? It's making too much noise." And I started thinking, we think about time in different ways. A friend of mine on Facebook put, "I always said I'd have a clean house if I had enough time. I guess I lied. I have the time now when my house isn't any cleaner. In fact, it's worse." How do we use time? Time is actually created by humanity. We talk about time and we rush around, and I brought some things that we use to mark time, not only the clock, but my calendar, and I keep it right by my desk because I got to know what day it is and what I have to do that day. Even in this time of pandemic, we're still tied to time in some ways. Here's one of my favorite things. This is an hourglass. And I honestly don't know how long it takes for the sand to go out, but I just like watching it. And I think about the people who created that. How did they figure that out? I don't know. But this is a time when we have time at our disposal. A lot of us aren't commuting to work the same or don't have the same responsibilities as we've had before. How are we using our time? And I realized that I used to be somewhat jealous of a friend of mine whose house was immaculate and the kids were all doing what they were supposed to be doing, and everything was like, gee, I wish I could be like that. And I realized one thing God has given each of us is the same 24 hours in a day. We all have the same time. It's how we use that time. And whether we realize it or not, we prioritize how we use our time. But in this time of pandemic, I think we're paying more attention to how we are using the time. And I hope that you, like me, are re-examining how we can use that time. Not only for our own personal edification, but how can we best reach out to others and let them know that we still love them and care for them, and how can we use our time wisely. When I was in school, the report card always had different things, and I always got an S or an S plus on uses time wisely. Well, I hope we all can get an S or an S plus from God as to how we're using this time and every time that God has given us. We each have the exact same time in every single day. How are we using it?